What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast. If you watch anything today, you have to watch this episode. It's going to be short in terms of amount of material I'm showing, but it's very, very deep. And so, folks, we're entering into a space where we're going to exponentially grow in terms of technology as it relates to artificial intelligence. And you're going to see things that you never would have thought would come this quickly. But here we are. This artificial intelligence is taking over, and it's going to be a culprit for what's coming when we talk about like cyber pandemics. And people are going to try to point fingers, but how, like, it's a software, it's a artificial intelligence. Like, how is it going to take accountability? There's not one entity that people will be able to point fingers, and that's who the masters who are pulling the strings want it to be. Because then it's, well, whose fault is it, folks? It's a very slippery slope. Watch this, and uh, uh, just weep as you watch this.
Sometimes ChatGPT will give you an answer that's not really an answer. It will give you like a one paragraph boilerplate saying something like, I'm just an AI, I can't have an opinion on XYZ, or I can't, take positions that would be offensive or insensitive. You've all seen like those boilerplate answers. And it's important to understand the AI is not coming up with that boilerplate. What happens is there's the AI, there's the large language model. And then on top of that has been built this chat interface. And the chat interface is what is communicating with you, and it's kind of checking with the AI to get an answer. Well, that chat interface has been programmed with a trust and safety layer. So in the same way that Twitter had trust and safety officials under Yoel Roth, OpenAI has programmed this trust and safety layer. And that layer effectively intercepts the question that the user provides, and it makes a determination about whether the AI is allowed to give its true answer. By true, I mean the answer that the large language model is spitting out.
Good explanation, Zach.
Yeah, that is what produces the boilerplate. Okay. Now, I think what's really interesting is that humans are programming that trust and safety layer. And in the same way that trust and safety, at Twitter under the previous management was highly biased in one direction, as the Twitter files, I think, have abundantly shown, I think there is now mounting evidence that this safety layer programmed by OpenAI is very biased in a certain direction. There's a very interesting blog post called ChatGPT is a Democrat, basically laying this out. There are many examples. Jason, you gave a good one. The AI will give you a nice poem about Joe Biden. It will not give you a nice poem about Donald Trump. It will give you the boilerplate about how it can't take controversial or offensive stances on things. So somebody is programming that, and that programming represents their biases. And if you thought trust and safety was bad under Vijay Agadi or Yoel Roth, just wait until the AI does it, because I don't think you're going to like it very much.
That last line. So he's basically put into perspective. If you don't like previously the people in charge of the policies from Twitter, in the last several years, then you're definitely not gonna like it when, basically non-existent or a non-sentient um, machine does it, and that's truly scary. Just think about the implications, folks. Like, let's say, a whole entire city and their networks is brought down by a rogue AI. Like, do you blame the create? Like, at some point, it's like, well, who's to blame, right? People are gonna want to put the blame on someone, and this is why I say this is very dangerous and very, very scary. And it's when it decides, like, for example, if you have government agencies, right? You get fined or you get something, you can go talk to someone. But what happens when there's no one to talk to because it's an AI that decides all this? That's the real issue. And last one here, um, multiple reports of unknown white dust particles falling out of the sky across West Virginia into Maryland area. So if you're in that, shut your doors and avoid the outdoors, folks. Time is ticking, and I don't know where many of you stand in terms of religious beliefs, but we know that if you are of a religion, you know that these are all signs. Especially the last 3 years, you just see the acceleration of, of, of this totalitarian state across the world. And um, it's time to open our eyes and get ready for what's coming because it's going to get worse before it gets better. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. But I'll try to provide as many updates as I can as far as this warfare, because this is a silent warfare, and people are not realizing it. It's the deadliest kind of warfare. A lot of people will fall in deception and think that it's nothing. You're making a big scene out of nothing. Oh, really? Well, listen here. What happened in Palestine, that's that's going to affect all that area, the Ohio River basin, and the drinking water, the usable water in that area for farmland. And if it seeps into the Mississippi River, you're talking about, folks, a famine is coming. A famine of the word and actual, like, physical famine of need of food. Prepare, prepare, prepare. Um, I can't emphasize that enough. Like I always say on this channel, one step at a time, and that's what I've been trying to do with me and my family. I don't try to do it all at once. Obviously, I let God lead, but it's one step at a time. All right, folks, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. This is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.